Are you tired of feeling unheard in your relationship? Imagine having the power to make him do exactly what you want without begging or losing your dignity. Sounds impossible? Think again. In the next few minutes, I'll reveal a secret method that's transformed thousands of relationships. Stay tuned because this could change everything. Now, before we dive into the Milestone Method, let's talk about what you might have already tried. I bet some of these sound familiar. First off, you've probably tried giving suggestions, right? Maybe you've gently hinted or even outright told him what you'd like him to do differently. Or perhaps you've gone the opposite route and threatened to break up. You know, those ultimatums where you hope the fear of losing you will light a fire under him. I'm sure you've also expressed your dissatisfaction. You've voiced your unhappiness, hoping he'd understand and change. And let's not forget about turning to your support network. You've probably asked your friends for advice, hoping they might have some magical solution. Maybe you've even sought out the big guns, relationship experts or those wise, experienced individuals who seem to have it all figured out. And of course, in this digital age, I bet you've spent hours watching online videos, searching for that perfect piece of relationship advice. If any of these sound familiar, don't worry, you're not alone. But here's the kicker, and it took me years to realize this. Men often know exactly what we want. They just don't want to do it. Shocking, right? But stick with me, because we're about to turn this whole situation around. Now, folks, you might be wondering why your man isn't changing despite your best efforts. Well, let me tell you, there are two main reasons behind this, and understanding them is key to turning things around in your relationship. First, lack of awareness. They don't fully understand how their actions affect you emotionally. Men often struggle with emotional intelligence and may not realize the depth of your feelings. Second, lack of motivation. Their feelings for you might be minimal or non-existent. If a man doesn't have strong feelings, he won't be motivated to make changes or compromises. Now, let me introduce you to the Milestone Method. This method is designed to address both of these issues by creating awareness and motivation. Here's how it works. First, express your feelings clearly. Be honest about how his actions make you feel. Use I statements to avoid blame. For example, say, "I feel hurt when," instead of "you always." Next, state the problem without blame. Describe the situation objectively. Focus on the behavior, not the person. You might say something like, "When plans are canceled last minute, it disrupts my schedule and makes me feel unimportant." Then, reaffirm your own value. Make it clear that you won't accept an unsatisfying relationship. You could say, "I know I deserve a relationship where I feel valued and respected." Finally, and this is crucial, set a period of no contact. Suggest a break in communication, typically a few weeks, to reflect on the relationship. This creates space for both of you to evaluate your feelings and priorities. Remember, the key is to deliver this message calmly and clearly. It's not about making threats or ultimatums, but about expressing your needs and setting healthy boundaries. This method gives both of you the opportunity to reflect and potentially make positive changes in your relationship. Now, after this period, one of two things will happen. Either he'll come back, ready to make real changes in your relationship. This means he values what you have and wants to address your concerns. Or he might decide to end things, or just not change at all. And you know what? That's okay too. It just shows his feelings weren't strong enough to motivate him to change. Either way, you'll have your answer. Now, you might be wondering, why is this method so effective? Well, let me break it down for you. First off, it's subtle and non-offensive. You're not attacking your partner or pointing fingers. Instead, you're simply expressing your needs and feelings. It's all about open communication. Secondly, and this is crucial, it doesn't make you lose value. You're not begging or chasing after your partner. Instead, you're setting standards and showing that you respect yourself. Third, it forces him to make a choice. That no contact period, it creates a sense of potential loss. And let me tell you, that can be a powerful motivator for action. Lastly, and perhaps most importantly, it helps you live true to yourself. You're advocating for your needs and your happiness. And at the end of the day, isn't that what we all want in a relationship? So there you have it. The Milestone Method. Subtle, empowering, motivating, and authentic. It's a powerful tool in your relationship toolkit. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. You're probably wondering, but what if I'm too emotionally dependent? Or what if I'm financially dependent on him? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Let's tackle these concerns one by one. First up, emotional dependency. This is a big one, folks. Here's what you need to remember. Number 1, If someone truly loves you, they're not going to walk away just because you had an honest conversation about your needs. That's not how real love works. After you've had this conversation, surround yourself with your support system. I'm talking about your friends, your family, the people who lift you up. Plan some fun activities, things that bring you joy. This will help keep you distracted during that no-contact period. And here's a golden opportunity. Use this time to focus on yourself. Work on your personal growth. Rediscover who you are as an individual. Trust me, it's empowering. Now let's talk about material dependency. This can be tricky, but I've got some strategies for you. Before you even have this conversation, make sure you've got enough money set aside for your basic living expenses. This gives you a safety net and, more importantly, peace of mind. If you're living together, here's what you need to do. Arrange to stay with family or friends temporarily before you have this conversation. I know it might seem extreme, but trust me, this physical separation is crucial for the method to work effectively. And here's the kicker. Use this time to explore ways to become more financially independent in the long term. Think of it as investing in yourself and your future. Remember, folks, these strategies aren't just about dealing with dependency. They're about empowering yourself. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but what if he's just stubborn and refuses to change? Well, let me tell you something important. This is your decision. You're doing what's best for the relationship. And here's the kicker. His refusal to cooperate? That's an answer in itself. It shows you exactly where his priorities lie. Let's break it down. What happens if you don't use this method? Well, I'll tell you. First off, he won't take your words seriously. Your requests? They'll keep being ignored or dismissed. It's like talking to a brick wall. You'll feel constantly frustrated. It's like being on a hamster wheel of unfulfilled expectations. Not fun, right? And here's the big one. You might waste your time on someone who doesn't love you. We're talking months, maybe even years, without any real change or growth in the relationship. Ouch. But now let's flip the script. What happens if you do use this method? This is where it gets good. Your words will carry weight. He'll finally understand just how serious your needs and feelings are. If he has real feelings for you, he'll want to please you. A man who cares will be motivated to make those positive changes. And here's the best part. You'll gain clarity. Whether he changes or not, you'll have a crystal clear picture of where you stand in this relationship. So there you have it, folks. This method isn't just about changing him. It's about understanding your relationship and your worth. It's about making informed decisions about your love life. Remember, you deserve someone who values you and your needs. Don't settle for less. This is just one aspect of dating. The ultimate goal is to guide him to love you. If he loves you, he'll do everything for you. Love is the most powerful motivator for change. Thank you for watching this extended guide on the Milestone Method. Remember, you deserve a relationship where you feel valued and respected. Don't settle for less. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and share with anyone who might benefit from this advice. Until next time, take care and stay empowered in your relationships.